trip for you guys so far, 2 big wins. How are you feeling heading into the third and final game?
Yeah, pretty good. Kind of pinned this trip as an important one for us to get back on the tracks, and I think we're doing a pretty good job of it. We're coming together pretty good.
And obviously this team suffered some injuries during the stretch of not winning very many games. Do you feel like you're getting a little more cohesive now that all your guys are getting back in the lineup?
Yeah, it's a big thing to have guys healthy, and especially when you go on the road, you want to have those times to bond with the guys, and having everybody around. It's going well for us, and hopefully we can keep it going.
Alex DeBrincat was named the Red Wings All-Star. What has he brought to the team in the first half of his first season?
Yeah, I mean, he's well deserving of it. I think he's a complete player. He's done really well for us, and hopefully we can keep it going. I think there's a lot of guys that are deserving of honors like that, and I'm happy that he got recognition. But we got to come together as a full team here, and hopefully we can all put it together.
And you look at Anaheim as the third matchup of this road trip. Just when you look back at the first game against them, what needs to be different so you guys can come away with hopefully 2 points in this one?
Yeah, I think just being a little more emotionally invested. Sometimes we find ways to kind of get off our game, but putting together a full 60, kind of similar to the first 2 games on the trip, and we've had a lot of time to bond. So I think guys are excited for this next game, and hopefully it'll be a good one.
All right, thanks, Wally. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Alex, just reaction to being the Red Wings All-Star this year.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I think obviously it's something you dream about as a kid, and it's just a fun event to be a part of, I feel like, and obviously it's definitely cool to be the Red Wings representative.
How would you describe the first half of the season for you, your first year here in Detroit?
Yeah, I mean, it's been fun. I think we have a great group of guys. I think we've gone through some ups and downs, but it's only going to make us better in the long run. And I think I've had a fun year with these guys.
What sticks out about you in the first half, just individually?
I think I started off pretty good, and went cold for a bit. I think just try to find a little bit more consistency in my game, which would be nice. But I feel like when I'm not scoring or getting points or whatever, I'm still trying to give the team a better chance to win by doing other things. So hopefully I'm doing a good job of that. Keep working on it every day, and I think winning's the most important thing here, and it's a lot more fun to come to the rink when we're winning. So we had a bad stretch there and it wasn't too fun. So we want to get back to the fun practices, fun time in the locker room. So.
I asked Jake Walman the same thing, but when you go through that tough stretch, a lot of injuries, just to have your team healthy and getting the guys back, do you feel like you're getting into more of a rhythm now?
Yeah, 100%. I think we're still missing some guys, but it's nice to feel good about our game again. I think it's not perfect, but we've had a lot more bright spots the past couple games than we did probably the month of December. So it's been good so far in the new year, and we're hoping to get another one tomorrow.
What do you think some of those bright spots are right now?
I think we're just focusing on getting back on the forecheck. I think that's what made us so hard to play against earlier in the year, and our forecheck is pretty good when we do it right. So we'll score goals if we do well on the forecheck, and really work away from the puck. I think that's the biggest thing is when we don't have the puck, get above and get the puck back. So that's kind of our big emphasis right now, and I thought we did a pretty good job the other night.
When you're playing against guys like Zegers and McTavish, like use their creativity on offense, especially defensively, how do you combat that, and what are the keys there?
Yeah, I think you definitely need to play physical. I think we got to stick to our game. Those are some skilled players that can really make things happen. But if we just focus on our details and what we need to do, I think we'll be fine, and we'll be able to hopefully play a little bit more in their zone than we do in the D zone. So, that's obviously the goal of the game, and, I think we'll be fine.
Sounds like Kopp was out there. Do you expect him available tomorrow?
I would expect him, yes. He had some good pop today. He told me after skate he felt pretty good, so I would expect Kopp to be available tomorrow.
And then was Gostisbehere skating as the extra?
Nope, he was, we had 7 going. Obviously, he was taking power play reps, so... we've been very good with 7-11. We'd have no problem going with that again tomorrow, especially on the road. I just think it disguises some matchups, makes us hard to play against at times. So that'll probably be a tomorrow decision.
Are you sticking with Alex?
Yep, we're going to stick with Alex in that, yes.
You said something about you asked the guys to be on their toes more after the way it started. It's maybe a little hard to understand, looking from the outside, halfway through the season, why that still has to be an ask.
No, that'll happen. It's not on your toe. That could happen game 6, game 18, game 56, game 57. It's not on your toes. It's not a care factor. It's just sometimes you sag in your gaps. You just give up ice. You may be above it. It's not a care factor by any means. So it's not like, how are guys not on our toes in game 40? It's nothing like that. There's times that you're sagging, you're giving up good ice. There's a difference between gapping excellent, gapping good, and not gapping. And we were in a non-gapping, and sometimes video reminder, and I just think our guys did a better job of just doing better with the gap. So it's not a care factor, just area in your game that got a little lax.
But at this point in the season, and you put yourself down 2 goals 5 minutes in, it makes it harder.
Of course it does, yeah. And again, I go back and watch the first. It was not that bad. They scored on both their chances to start the game. We actually had some looks, some great A's. We just got down. So our overall period wasn't great. But again, our second, I think we gave 2 chances in the second and we won in the third. Obviously, a good formula for success. Hopefully, we can repeat it tomorrow.
What can a trip like this do for you guys at obviously a pretty crucial moment in your season?
Just playing the right way. Obviously, we're 3-1 in our last 4. We obviously could have easily taken points in that Boston game, but I just think our game with practice. You saw today. When have we got to practice like that? 40, 45 minutes. D zone, neutral zone, hard compete, some structure. So I think it's accumulation of just getting some practice time. We're getting healthy. I think this is hopefully a formula of just building it correctly. I wouldn't say this is important and that we're getting back to our game and we need it, but I just think it's our ability to round out our game a little bit more, to add some detail into it, and we've been able to do that, and we need to keep building on it.
Are you starting to see Dylan and JT look a little more like they had before the injuries?
Yes, 100%, and that's helped us immensely. Of course, having your first and second line center getting back to form. Obviously, we went through a long stretch of not having them, and unfortunately, we probably went through a little stretch there where both were trying to find their game again. So, yeah, of course, having a number 1 and 2 center, the way any team's built, it's been a help for us.
The 11 and 7, is it, and you talk about hiding matchups, but also it gives some very skilled forwards some more looks.
It's not a whole lot. It just adds probably a couple more minutes to some of the guys, so there's not a whole lot to it. I just think it's sometimes you get different guys with different looks. It keeps a little more rhythm for the forwards, but you go back to our Ottawa game. I think we're 7-2, 6-2, whatever.
I think 6-2.
6-2 with 11-7. But then you get the Ottawa game where 2 forwards go down. It burnt us. We literally played 10 minutes plus with 8 forwards and almost an entire game with 9 forwards, and we had no chance that night. So it's a little risk to it. I don't think it's a formula you can do all the time, but just the way we're built, it's been pretty good for this group.
Is it something you're considering regardless of Andrew's availability?
Yes,
if
of course.
If he's available, you might
we'll always go
somebody.
7-11. The other thing with the 7-11 is we have 7 NHL D that that are all capable. We're confident with all of them. So, yeah, there's a lot that goes into it.
DeBrincat got off to that sizzling start, cooled off, had some up and downs throughout the season. Then he's looked pretty dynamic since since Kane's joined the team. He's your all-star, obviously, but can you assess his first half and what you've seen, what you've liked?
Excellent. What it was exactly what if you could have drawn up exactly, that would be the way. The offense, the production, go-to guy in a lot of situations. A very, very valuable player for us, and well-deserved. I don't think these guys ever take for granted, especially the all-star structure of only getting 1 on a team. I don't think they ever take this for granted, so it's very well-earned and good for us.
You've talked about Sherrod this season and his effectiveness. Is there any difference you've noticed in his game from this year to last year?
That assertive, he's heavy again, he's engaged, he's been excellent. So good on him. It's probably a little bit more to his form beginning of last year, and probably been pretty consistent, arguably our most reliable, consistent D throughout. So that's a good sign for the group.
You've seen Anaheim once this year. Just what do you expect from them? How would you describe this team?
They're a heavy team. Obviously, the same situation. They scored in the first 2 shots, and we dug a hole for ourselves. We fought back, got to win 4-3, but they're going to be heavy. Sometimes heavy teams are a very uncomfortable matchup for the group. We got to get out of our comfort zone and push back a little bit. So, and then kind of like we talked about with San Jose, like not a careless team. You get a carefree team. They just go, and they can put it on you. They've done it to a lot of teams. That is going to be a really, really good team, really quick. It's a loaded young core they have.
Talked to David Carl since the goal.
Yeah, awesome. He gave me the token. I think he did the token. I experienced the 2 Stanley Cups when I got my head job. I had about literally 1,200 texts, and you have a token copy and paste. And I knew he sent me the copy and paste one. I said, that's BS. And he texted back, he goes, I love sending the copy and paste one to you. So really happy for David, just happy for the group. But it was really fun to watch. They played very well with structure. I don't care how much talent they had. They got what they deserved, so that was fun to watch.
What do you think of Augustine?
Yeah, he looked awesome. He looked calm. He looked poised. Again, he played very well. He looked like an anchor for them back there. He looked like he gave the whole group some confidence. So again, pretty cool to watch.
Sandy Pellica looked pretty dynamic too.
Yep. It's a skill, but man, can he get a puck through in any situation? So yeah, it was good. It's good. He's a long ways to go for a lot of these guys, but we need to keep building, and that's. I was excited to see some of the guys.